meditation call for June 27th, 2020, Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Remember, we have a special TFCC continuing with our first presentation today on this line at 6 p.m. Eastern. I suggest you take something with you or have something with you to take notes on. Excuse me. Something I would like to share with one of our brothers that sent in that it was quite profound. And John he's talking here about how he is, how he feels, what his perspectives with the meditations. When I tune in and become still and relax, I enter a beautiful, wonderful world of peace, happiness, joy, and harmony. This is my kingdom. This is where the serotonin, dopamine flow and feed the cells in my body to produce and sustain this kingdom of mine. The cells in my body are not running rampart now all over the place trying to put out the next fire the outside world tries to impose on me. Instead, they are relaxed and paying attention to the creation of the thoughts I send through neurons to them. I then get out of the way while these cells start moving to bring this thought I created into reality. During this daily process of creation and becoming, I am constantly being distracted by the outside world. The good thing in my kingdom is I get to choose what thoughts I act on and which ones I release into the ether. If my vibration starts to feel like I'm slipping into a lower vibration, I remember the words of Jesus when he told Pontius Pilate, I live in your world, but I am not of your world. Which then reminds me to raise my vibration to once again feel more peace, joy, happiness, and harmony. As a side note, I've been in a wheelchair for the last 12 years. I have a muscle disease and can't get up and down out of a chair. Excuse me. My feet are either black or blue during the day. I cannot make a fist with either hand. I have had 2 hip replacements, 2 shoulder surgeries, vein stripping, and a corneal transplant in one eye. I tell you this not for pity or for you to feel sorry for me. I don't do shoulda, coulda, woulda very well. You see, I realize I am a spiritual, vibrational being, living in a human body, having a human experience. When I think this way, it allows me to realize my power and helps me overcome anything. I think that pretty much says it all from different perspectives on all of us. It doesn't really matter once we understand, like John has comprehended, is that he's experiencing in a human body. He is a spirit, a God, a pure consciousness. And this gives a pretty good understanding of many of us on this planet who are here to assist. Now, even though John is in a wheelchair and his body has been compromised, he still looks at it as an experience rather than a disharmony or bad thing. And he's learned how to bring himself out of any lower vibrational frequencies, that he's honest with himself, that he knows that he is aware that he is being drawn into lower vibrational frequencies, so he is reminded. And for him, he is reminded of what Jesus What Pontius Pilate told Jesus, I live in your world, or what Jesus told Pontius Pilate, I live in your world, but I am not of your world. And that's the way it is with all of us. We choose to be, we really do, we all choose to be the way we are to be. We do not, it isn't happenstance, it isn't an external authority pushing us, it is the God within us and our understanding and clarity of what that means. So all of us are connected. We're all connected to John. Each of us are all part of one, the whole pure consciousness, the collective consciousness of this planet Earth, Gaia Arya. And we are moving things. We are moving energy into form. And when we recognize at a deeper understanding and perspective of who and what we are, we begin to embrace the God within us more and more. And it gives us more clarity, more understanding. And it makes much more sense for us to understand exactly where we're at, what we're doing, here, in the now. And it is basically, to put it in simple terms, we are here to experience. Now, imagine taking that perspective and deciding to, embracing it. How things shift for you. Because you're aware. See, you're aware that you're in a world, but you're not of the world. You're aware of that. So it's like, us being in the fifth density and understanding that we do at times step back into the third. Not for long, because we become more and more clear of what we're doing. So we're always experiencing and moving forward and moving in higher vibrational frequency. The only thing that can lower our vibrational frequency is us, you. Nothing else can. People say, well, yeah, I've got all this external activity, and this person said this to me, and I got my feelings hurt, and I'm upset about this, and I'm angry about this. That's you. That's all you. And you determine how you're going to be. Every single step of the way. And there are those that are on this meditation that are bedridden, so to speak. They cannot see. They cannot talk. They can hear. And then there are others who cannot hear, but they use vibration of my voice so that they can be part of this meditation. So it's all of us in different ways experiencing in these bodies many different aspects and avenues in this life and this now. Yet, we are all God, we are all pure consciousness, we are all one, and we are all, most importantly, love. It does not matter what we see. What matters is what we believe. And oftentimes we get entangled. I don't think any of us are exempt from it, where we are taken in from external friction, seduced, so to speak, into being angry, irritated, upset, stressed. That is us. That is you. It is no one else. So when we begin to grasp and embrace this understanding of ourselves, we're then able to maneuver much easier and much differently. Wait a minute here, I'm going into a lower vibrational frequency, so I have something that will literally bring me out of that. As John focuses on what Jesus told Pontius Pilate to help him do that, each of us have, if you don't have, it would be highly recommended that you focus on something that can bring you back into a higher frequency, the now, rather than being distraught or irritated or pulled, so to speak. Our whole point is that we are no longer, and we have chosen not to be in lower vibrational frequency on this planet in this particular world. Now, I know it's not real easy for many of us to even acknowledge and be clear of that we are conscious aware of it. So when you have so many with bicameral residual perspectives and how they move and act in this world, it makes it more imperative for all of us who are awake to continually raise our vibrational frequencies, raise how we view, how we believe, what we think, understand that our thoughts are just passing by. And we can get to a point where we choose exactly what it is we wish to create into reality, rather than randomly or unknowingly doing it as a knee-jerk response because we became so acclimated to it throughout the thousands of years. The importance of this is not to engage the outside world. Now, obviously, we are we're existing from side by side from the outside world, from the world of 3D. We have chosen not to interact with it. There are times where we go into it. When you feel frustrated and you feel discombobulated, means that you're being seduced by that world to be pulled into that lower vibrational frequency. Understand that every dimension and density is a frequency. Okay? Now, we are equipped in these bodies to sustain higher vibrational frequencies to a certain extent until we evolve the body. And right now in fifth dimension, that's where we're at. And as we get more and more used to fifth dimension, the fifth density, which is a higher frequency, where we sustain ourselves continuously. Now, these brief moments where we're pulled back in to the lower vibrational frequency of 3D, third density, we become clearer and aware that okay, so I'm slipping in here, so I'm going to come out. I'm pulling myself out of it. I don't care to engage it. And the wonderful thing is that we know what it is because we've experienced it for so long. And we know the difference between the low frequency and the high. The higher frequency for us is bliss, joy, and peace. We begin to become more within the knowing of the God within in the pure consciousness, the embracing, the loving relationship that we have with ourselves and the God. And how we move and how we are with ourselves and how we are at peace with ourselves and how we are not worried and stressing and fearing of all of the stuff that has been dumped on us for so very long. We shed it like you'd shed a pair of clothes. You leave it behind, burn it into ash, never again to review it or look upon it again. It is over. Some of us have a tendency to stick to it. That doesn't make anybody bad. It's just that some of us are still stuck, maybe one leg in the goop. And it is up to us to eventually finally say, I'm not going to step in that hole again. And I'm much more aware. So as I'm walking along with my God, there's a hole. The hole is filled with goo. I am not going to step in that hole because it will bring me into lower vibrational frequency. And I don't care to entertain that. So I move effortlessly forward in love and grace and glory and happiness and bliss. And I continue to move forward. I choose for myself, and my God is with me, that I am no longer in third density, that I am in 5 density. And I will continue to intensify, and I will continue to expand my love, my peace, my joy, my happiness, my bliss, my gentleness, my kindness, my generosity, my humbleness, my tranquility, and my benevolence. And I will expand on these frequencies. Not only do I identify them within me, I also understand that they are of me and from me, that they emanate from the deepest core of my being, the God within. And I will continue to increase the intensity of my frequency of the love and the joy and the peace. And that is a decision that each of us make and will make if we haven't already. And as time goes by, the little slips where we step into the hole, the muck, into three density, becomes less and less frequent. And eventually, there is no hole to step in. It is gone. And total parting of the 3D is completed. Then we embrace fully with our God the 5 density frequency. And this is our transition. Remember, this is a very strong statement that Jesus made to Pontius Pilate. And we all can utilize this because we are all one. I live in your world, but I am not of your world. When a conscious being in this world, on this planet, when one becomes out of bicameral and is aware and becomes conscious like Christ did, you then begin to realize that you are not of anything. Okay? You are free. You are a piece of the God. You hold the kingdom of God within you. So you're free to go anywhere, do anything you choose. So remind yourself, and as John stated, he does not do shoulda, coulda, woulda very well. So we're always learning from each other. We always are learning from each other. Once our ego is finally put to rest, we don't have an issue with envy, jealousy, all of those emotions, those lower frequencies that get in our way. Or we don't learn from somebody because we're irritated with ourselves because we feel we should know it and that we don't need to hear that from them or learn that from them. But it's the opposite. When you go with the flow in this life and you have no expectations or attachments, as much as that goes against the grain of the ego's control, everything moves in simple and peaceful motion with a tremendous amount of power. And that's what we are. The high intensity of deep eternal love and gratitude transforms everything. You, your perspective, how you view, how you exist. When you believe in something within you, not from externally, but you choose to believe something, whatever it may be, it is going to be. As soon as you begin to believe it through your heart-mind, it begins to take shape, and it forms, and it then comes into reality. It isn't what you're being shown of the show, the facade, the deception. That's an illusion. You are not an illusion. You're the only thing that isn't an illusion. You're the God. You're pure consciousness. That is not an illusion. illusions made to appear real. And the deception is that the illusions are engineered towards us because the illusions are identified that the source of the illusions knows that we see and then we believe, rather than believing to create what you will see. It's a big difference. And a lot of the parasitical leaders on this planet and a lot of the subterfuge use this to deceive and to seduce the population. Seeing is believing. And you can see it, and you know that vibrational frequency within your heart mind is absolutely fact and exact, and there is no rebuttal or argument because you know it to be true. So how wonderful is that you know that to be true, so then you understand the opposite is the reality. Because what you believe, you create into reality. It is inevitable. It may not happen in 3 seconds, but what you believe, you're going to create. There's no argument there. And when this civilization becomes fully aware of that, that's when all of us, and I'm not just saying a part of us, all of us will be out of the 3D. Right now, part of us are. And this is just a continual process of perfecting and experiencing this life that we are currently in, this body. Everything. Every breath is an experience. Every pain is experience. Every euphoric feeling experience. Every drop of happiness experience. Now your happiness, but then there's a block within our bodies that stops us through the ego of experiencing the happiness in the body. We are the God and pure consciousness. Our happiness is eternal, but yet the merging takes place where we then experience it in physical form. You see? It's a difference. So until we merge the God, the body, the heart, mind, the soul, the spirit, the higher self, all of it, into one, then we will begin to experience the happiness in the body. It's different. Many never get there because they're so distracted from external happenings, illusions, falsities, deceptions. So I think that to identify this meditation is, as Jesus told Pontius Pilate, I live in your world, but I am not of your world. That's a good, profound understanding. It isn't ego. It isn't making us higher or better than any rest of us. It is a knowing. Jesus became conscious in a bicameral civilization. He then began to understand that he would like to wake up the rest of the civilization, because he knew that at one time he was them, and he was no longer them. He was awake. So he went around and did everything he could to wake others. It wasn't about religion. It wasn't about conversion. He was compelled to do so. Because he also understands, when you become fully conscious, you understand that you do have the kingdom of God within you, that you have the pure consciousness, and that you are literally driven to awaken the rest of you, which is all of us. Okay? It's compelling. It is paramount. He was driven to do that for as long as he was in the body. His consciousness began to advance because his awareness became clearer. So then he was able to literally separate himself from an illusory world full of deception and death and destruction and hatred and evil, just constant disarray. So he separated himself. He knew it. And that's what we're doing. Over 2,000 years later, that's what we're doing. So I thank John for sharing his perspective with all of us, because it is one of our many perspectives of ourselves. I live in your world, but I am not of your world. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. The first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. To relax them. To let go, just in the last 24 hours, of anything that you may have attracted. Discontent, worry, stress, fear. And we worry about the most ridiculous things, and they literally absorb us. And then we say to ourselves, oh, I'm not worried. No, I'm not worried about it. But yet we bring it up all the time. So let it go. Don't reach back and grab it and pull it back in. Let it go. Don't even look back. Don't look over your shoulder. Let it all go. Don't have the apprehension, oh, should I have done that? No, maybe I should get it. Oh, no, maybe. Let it go. Walk forward. Remember, you have no reason to look over your shoulder. You have no reason to look behind you. You are continually perfecting. You are continually advancing, intensifying, and expanding yourself as the true God and the pure, deep, eternal love that you are. So the body will relax. The body looks for you to give it direction and guidance. It really does. And when you ignore it, it gets louder. See? If you ignore it, it will get louder. So in harmony with your body, you say, body, I love you, let's relax. Let's just forget it. Let's just forget, eliminate, delete, clear, remove permanently from my existence. In all dimensions, all existences, all frequencies. Body will respond and relax. As we relax the body, we move into the now. And we all know that the now is all we have. We don't have a past. Isn't it interesting? Well, you have a past. What is your past? You have a past. No, I don't. I've experienced things along this journey that are dead now, gone. I've lived them. I've extracted what I desired from them to learn, and I move forward by using some of that information to help me move into the now and stay into the now. It's not that easy. And the now stills our ego mind. Goodness gracious, it is the best thing in the world to be able to still the ego mind. It isn't out of anger, frustration. It is just out of pure, deep, eternal love. Is that we don't need the ego mind. So as we move into the now and still the ego mind and subconscious mind, ego mind's on the couch asleep. Subconscious mind's in the easy chair asleep. And we're only in the now, the space between heartbeats. And in that moment, we focus on exactly what it is we're doing moment to moment. It's not easy to do. You know, people try, and then it doesn't take them but a few seconds before they're off somewhere else in their thoughts. But when you discipline yourself and you continually focus on the now, you will be amazed on how your life will become a total different experience. Now, some of us will become so seduced by reminiscing and embracing past experiences. Could be yesterday, could be 50 years ago, but we do that. A lot of us will do it, but then we snap back in. But we don't snap back into the now, we go into the future from the past. And then we wander. But in the now, we still everything. And in the now, we create our future. We sure as heck don't care to go in our past, bring the past into the future that doesn't exist, create a future from our past, and relive the past in that future. I've had conversation with many people who have said to me, I feel like I am literally running in circles, and I have been most of my life. Why is that? And I tell them. I share with them. So only the now. Now, as we're in the now, we breathe. Breathing is paramount, obviously. If we did not breathe, where would we be? We wouldn't be in these bodies. That's a given. So breathing empowers the body. It generates us. It helps us with our frequencies while in the body. It is amazing if you spend time looking at it and being grateful for it. Many of us shallow breathe, and that's where we have a lot of issues. We strangle the body, the red blood vessels, because of the fact that we deprave the body of oxygen, which causes irritation, stress, anxiety, fear, all of it. So picture that you're moving and you're breathing in, breathing in, very easy breath in, effortless, divine positive energy. And we bring it, starting with our root chakra, the red wheel of light, the Muladhara. And this is our energy, stability, comfort, safety, I am. And then we move to the orange wheel of light, the sacral chakra, the Vadhisthana, sensuality, sexuality, pleasure, sociability, I feel. And then we move to the yellow wheel of light, the solar plexus chakra, the Manipura. Strength, personality, power, determination, I do. Then we move that divine positive energy breath that we have taken in through our noses to the green wheel of light, the heart chakra, the Anahata. Acceptance, love, compassion, serenity, sincerity, I love. And then to the blue wheel of light, the throat chakra, the Vishuddha. Communication, expression, creativity, inspiration, I talk. And then to the violet wheel of light, the third eye chakra, the Ajna. Intuition, lucidity, meditation, trust, I see. And then finally, we move to the purple wheel of light, the crown chakra, the Sahasrara. Knowledge, consciousness, fulfillment, spirituality, I understand. These are our center points to connect the spirit to the body to the spirit. This is our bridge, our etherical frequency and energy of all of these wheels of light, the balancing of the body, the harmony of our movement, the clarity of our consciousness, the bliss and the joy all come from the wheels of light, the chakras, the balance, the purity, the serenity. Now, as we do that, we pull that divine positive energy through all 7 chakras, and we hold it in the back of our head, And in that brief period, just a few seconds, I am light, I am love, I am, we compress it and condense it into pure liquid energy and release it over the pineal gland. Now, our pineal glands are very important to us while we're in these physical forms. They are the gateway. The pineal gland is the gateway to all the particles of existence. It is the gateway to pure consciousness. It is also the gateway to beyond. So when we release this liquid energy onto the pineal gland, it opens up like a rosebud. Rosebud is just a green ball, has no real beauty to it until it opens up. And so picture the pineal gland as a beautiful, fragrant rose that is eternal and does not die. It is always beautiful, lush, and new. And that's what we do with the pineal gland. You can visualize this breathing often with yourself and understand exactly what you're doing. This is part of our journey within, our discovery. Now we breath out. As we breath out, ego mind is there saying to us, trying to convince us that what we're doing is futile, that we should follow the ego mind's direction. You know, we should have anxiety and stress and fear, and we should never be satisfied and always wanting more and more and more. That we should always want more and more, whether it be fear, anxiety, stress, greed. But we can choose and say with love, ego mind, you're not in charge. I am. Please take a seat. Now we're all consciously aware that we are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude. And we merge the God within, the body, the heart, mind, the soul, the spirit. We're one. We are the kingdom of God. We are the bliss, the joy, the happiness, the peace. And when we merge all of these into one, we then begin to experience it externally. Now we have others with us. They're right with us in this gathering. The archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. Trillions of them. They vibrate at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't readily see them like we see each other. We do see them. We're conscious and perceptive enough. Receptive enough. They will come in at times in humanoid form to give us a wonderful message. And then they're gone as quickly as they appeared. They're always assisting us in a higher frequency. We're always assisting them in goodness and love and happiness and gratitude. Now, thousands of them can surround any one of us at any one time. The reason is because of their frequency, they're able to have a large number in a small area. We also have the ascended masters. They too are consciously aware that they're of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Moria, Abundantia, Pel and Thoth, and many, many, many more. These are those who have mastered and continue to master like we are doing it, but at a area where they have literally ascended out of physical form and hold their God form, their pure consciousness. They're assisting us all the time. We all learn from each other. Wouldn't you like to be with others that are parts of you that could teach and show you massive advancement in who and what you are? So we're all together. We are pure consciousness gods that ascend into physical bodies for the experience of the physical body. The experience of that life. And we literally choose how that experience is going to go. All of us gathered in this now, and this meditation is forming the circle of light, we're compelled to call out to all the other parts of the one, of the God. And so we do so. We call upon all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest, deepest, eternal gratitude can be with us in this meditation, and this now, in this gathering, the forming the circle of light. Now they come in the Gugaplexes. One Gugaplex fills this entire universe. They come in the trillions of Gugaplexes from every direction. We also call upon all of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. Many civilizations, many species, only those who are consciously aware that they are the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest of deepest, eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, this gathering, the forming of the circle of light. And they come in the billions. They are with us. We call upon all the galactics and off-worlders. Many, many, many civilizations, species. Over 1,000 of them come through this part of the galaxy and this sector and this solar system every day. We're only familiar with a fraction of them. Pleiadians, Sirians, Andromedans, Arcturians, Zeta Reticuli, all different species of grays, and Dracos, Nords, Nordics, Felines, Golden Pyramid, Avian, and only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, this gathering, forming the circle of light. And they come in the billions. They've been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest, eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming of the circle of light in this gathering. And they come in the billions. We also call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia Arya, this now, this meditation, this gathering, forming of the circle of light. Now, just to name a fraction of them, because there are trillions, and they come in every color, shape, size, form, configuration, and the majority of we've never seen before. Fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trolls, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether. The mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. And they come in the trillions, and they are with us in this now, in this meditation, in this gathering, in the forming of the circle of light. All of us, massive numbers, connected to all the particles of existence, converging here with this planet, Earth Gaia Arya, in its liberation and its ascension, along with its civilization. Arm in arm, hand in hand, all of our gods are together as one. We are all in full compassion, non-judgment, non-negativity, non-ego, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And we are all one. And we are all the God. And we are all the love. And our God-light energy is in everything. It's in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. And we all together levitate. We form this massive circle of light. It is so brilliant and so bright that it would take at least 1 billion suns in the solar system to compare with its light. It is pure, deep, eternal love. It is the combination of the one, of all the particles of existence, of all the particles of the God, of the pure consciousness, convened here, in this now. So we move into this gossamer field of trillions of spectacular, reflective, vibrant colors, trillions of different colors of glittering light. And we're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds us that we are the power of healing. We are next met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is the column that reminds us of our power, of our strength, of our resolve. We then are met with the column of the white fire. This reminds us that we all have a high vibrational frequency of the white fire, pure, deep, eternal love and gratitude. It covers us head to toe, all over, inside and out. It cannot be breached. It cannot be penetrated by any low dark matter frequency or low survival matter frequency. They will vaporize immediately upon contact or even in the vicinity of our white fire armor. Now, only you can lower its frequency. If you choose to go into lower vibrational frequency deeply enough, you will diminish your white fire armor. You will allow these lower dark matter frequencies and lower survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. We are immediately met with the purple transmuting flame. This is a column that reminds us that if we do choose to lower our vibrational frequencies enough, we can bring in the purple transmuting flame immediately, and we can transmute all of those lower dark matter frequencies and lower survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance. We send them back to the pure consciousness, the one, where they become no more. We are then immediately met with the violet ray. This is the column that reminds us that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame, and we can cleanse, purify, and restore our vibrational frequency in deep eternal love and gratitude. and our armor once again is full power. We're also met with the golden white pink light. This is a column that reminds us of what we are. Pure, deep, eternal love. Love, deep, eternal. Eternal gratitude. We see it everywhere. In sunsets, and sunrises, and lakes, and reflections, and oceans, and rainbows. It is always there because we are. Now, some of us who are holding physical form decide to step outside of our body, and we hover effortlessly above our bodies. As we do this, we look up, and we see this massive column. And this column we created, it's larger than the solar system. And we see how we've designed it. It's opaque, so we see auric bursts of a multitude of vibrant colors, almost like a trillion-color rainbow shimmering in the sun, reflecting. And then at the top of the column, we designed it so the golden ocean can cascade 360 degrees and saturate, bathe, and flood everything and everything. All that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. All our brothers and sisters on this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, all things, all life, the highest value in the universes. And each of us are a drop of that golden ocean. And in each drop, we hold the essence of that entire ocean. Because we are the ocean. And the ocean is us. And we continue to intensify, and we continue to expand. And we look a little bit over, and we see another creation of ours. Our meditative sphere. It sits center circle. We created this sphere well over 2 years ago. It holds all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Moving to almost 900 meditations. Every day. And our intent is deep eternal love and gratitude, uplifting ourselves into higher love frequency, and all things into higher love frequency. This sphere can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify daily. And it continues to expand. And it floods us. It floods us with awareness and pure consciousness and the love that we are and how we were created out of that love in source creation, in the feminine and masculine of Mother, Father, God. All of it. All of our brothers and sisters awakening their own way, softly and gently. We love all things. We continue to increase our vibrational frequencies. You can feel the warm wave from your centering, from your heart chakra, and literally vibrating and cascading through all the 7 wheels of light in the center of your body. And you can feel each wheel of light expanding outward and harmonizing and balancing your aura. And your aura expands out and touches others. Theirs continues to expand out and touch others. And eventually, as you visualize through your heart minds, we are one magna glorious aura of pure, deep, eternal love, expanding throughout the universes, saturating, flooding, and bathing everything. And we're communicated through those vibrational frequencies. I live in your world, but I am not of your world. I am of the God, pure love, deep eternal gratitude, bliss, joy, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, tranquility, and benevolence. My world is the world of the God, pure consciousness, all things, and I flow with all things. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose. And breath out through the mouth. Move slowly. You choose for your conscious awareness, the God that you are. And you decide. You may at times be in this world, but you surely are not of this world. Take this understanding through you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and then to the following morning. We'll be back here Sunday, June 28th, 2020. p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation